EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, a big crowd on hand. They love American football here in the English capital. We're underway from Wembley. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Right to the air goes Nix. A short throw to Ingram. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second down and 6 now. Throwing Nix. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, if you're the team that has the ball, you're loving this series. No matter what you're dialing up, in the air, on the ground, you're getting big-time chunks of yardage. And right now, they've got that defense wobbling.
To throw is Nix. They'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 10-yard line.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a first and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up second and goal at the Falcons' 6-yard line.
Nix to the air. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Play number 8 here on the opening drive. This is third and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. Touchdown! Evan Ingram, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Let's make no bones about it. On paper, they're the better team. They're at home. That's a strong opening drive.
And just think how many times we've seen this type of a matchup. Just what you said, better team at home should steamroll them. And we've seen it go the other way. Sometimes, though, they buy into it and understand we are the better team. Let's go out and prove it right now.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Looking to put a drive together. First carry of the game now for the Texas superstar, Bijan Robinson. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson, 71 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Marvin Mims on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. To throw, here's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 7-7, our score after one. They'll run to Mims. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? A run, it's Mims with it. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now it's Nix. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
For the Broncos field goal, a 38-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Robinson with another carry. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
It's a gain of 4.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To the air, Penix. Kaderl Hodge has it complete. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
A gain of 4 yards.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. On the bootleg, it's Penix. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
And the Falcon 1st down.
Here we go. 70
Now Penix. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
They'll throw with Penix. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Here's Penix. He's got his man London right side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They are going for it. Penix able to find the open man. That's complete. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the first down. It's now 1st and goal.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. 79 Bronco.
And looking to throw, Penix. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Hey, check that. Street.
Again, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 103 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal. Go.
Robinson up the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now 2nd and 5.
Ready. 72 move.
And he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Penix working out of the gun here. Wide open receiver complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 35.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Ready? 60 Eagles.
They'll run with Robinson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Again, it'll be Robinson. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Welcome back now here in London. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. Nix. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. That is caught. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll look to throw again. Nick's going to keep this himself. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Nix. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Nix. Open man is the tight end Troutman. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 19.
Nix to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
That ties the game at 17. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. This is 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here comes 2nd down. Looking to throw, Penix. That's caught by Pitts. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Throws right back to London, complete again. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find the hole.
Here's 2nd and 8. Short throw caught by Pitts. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up a first down.
Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7.
Head to 60. Head to 60.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. And his kick is good. And the Falcons are going to win the game.